Nicole, a mom friend, got a call from another mom friend, Shirley. Something came up, so I'm heading to Anchorage ahead of time. Let's meet up there. Apparently, that's what she was told. Suspicious, Nicole checked the tour schedule and discovered that the hotel they're staying at in Anchorage is hosting a biannual all-you-can-eat Alaska king crab feast the day before their planned itinerary. I can't believe it, but maybe Shirley went to Anchorage a day early just for this. However, by tomorrow, Shirley will be too busy enjoying Anchorage to even think about it. The day of the trip, why, we're missing one person? When asked, I replied, she seems to have gone ahead. I'm Anissa, a 27-year-old housewife. I have a husband, Steven, who's 2 years older than me, and a 4-year-old daughter, Lisa. I might be biased, but I think we've built a happy home, and there are no problems, as far as I can tell. However, Steven's job requires him to move around frequently, so Lisa and I often have to follow him, living in various places. It's what you call a mobile workforce. Every time we move, Steven offers to go alone. Should I just relocate by myself? But that seems too pitiful. Steven is very attached to Lisa, and she adores her dad, so they'd both be very lonely without each other. I want to spare our daughter from feeling lonely, especially while she's still young. So we make friends wherever we go, even though it's temporary. If we're lucky, we stay in touch even after moving, enjoying our mobile workforce lifestyle. We explore local attractions, try regional delicacies, and learn about the uniqueness of each area. That's how you survive as a mobile workforce. Now, a month had passed since our latest move, and I don't even remember how many times we've relocated. We've started to settle in here, and Lisa seems to have made friends at the local childcare center. As usual, when I went to pick her up, Lisa was chatting with her friends, holding stuffed animals. As I watched them with a smile, "Are you Lisa's mom? My child is always in your care." A voice came from behind, along with the scent of strong perfume. Turning around, I saw a flamboyant woman in a dress with beautifully curled long hair. "Are you Katie's mom?" Katie is the child Lisa is currently playing with, and recently, whenever I pick her up, she's always with Katie. Lisa often says, "Playing pretend with Katie and our stuffed animals is so much fun." Yes, that's me. Katie just loves playing doctor with Lisa and their stuffed animals. I've been wanting to get to know Lisa's mom. Please, let's be friends from now on. Katie's mom, named Shirley, mentioned she's 28, a year older than me. After picking up Lisa and Katie together with Shirley, we said our goodbyes. Later, Lisa and I cycled home singing "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" on the way. One day, Shirley invited me to a tea party. A tea party with mom friends? Yeah, since you're new here and might not have many friends, why don't you join us? Not wanting to decline the invitation, I'll come for a bit. So I decided to attend the mom's friends tea party hosted by Shirley. At the tea party, about 7 mom's friends gathered, and Shirley introduced me to the mom she's friends with. "Carol, one of the moms here, has a child in the same class as ours. You should get to know her." "Oh, really? Nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you too. You're Lisa's mom, right? My child sometimes gets help drawing from Lisa." In the end, I made several good mom friends at the tea party, so it wasn't a waste of time. Since then, I've been regularly invited to Shirley's tea parties. The attendees were always the same, but there was one thing that bothered me. Like today's tea party, there was always one person who came but never joined in the conversation. They must have been invited by Shirley, yet for some reason they didn't speak a word to anyone. And today, I happened to sit next to this woman, so I decided to strike up a conversation. "Excuse me, my daughter's name is Lisa. Does your child happen to be in the same group?" The woman looked at me, momentarily surprised, then nodded silently without looking up. "Really? May I know your child's name?" In a quiet voice, "Michelle," she answered. Suddenly from across the room, "Anissa, come over here, please," I was called. It was Shirley calling me. I went over to her. "What's up?" I asked. "It's just, you can't talk to people like that. What if their bad luck rubs off on you?" "Nicole, haven't I always told you? No one wants to talk to you. You don't have the right to speak with anyone, remember? That's enough for today. Now go home quickly. And don't you dare chat, you low-income pauper." Shirley laughed mockingly, while everyone else looked uncomfortable. Nicole, Michelle's mom, quickly gathered her belongings and left as if fleeing. It took me a moment to understand what had just happened. Shirley had been inviting Nicole to the tea parties only to ignore her and make fun of her. This was clearly harassment. As if nothing had happened. "Let's continue our tea party. Today's coffee is a special limited blend from the shop," Shirley cheerfully said. Looking out the window, Nicole was already gone. I couldn't stop thinking about Nicole. "Mom, are you feeling sick?" Lisa looked at me worriedly. "No, I'm fine. Lisa, do you know a Michelle at the childcare center?" "Yes, but I was told it's better not to be with Michelle." "By whom?" "Katie told me." "Katie? Why?" "She said if I'm with Michelle, I'll lose other friends, so Michelle is always alone." "Does Katie dislike Michelle?" "I don't know. Her mom told her not to play with Michelle. Other kids were told the same." "That's because Michelle is Nicole's daughter. Nicole is ignored by the mom friends, and Michelle is shunned by her peers at the childcare center. It's harassment from Shirley and the other mom friends towards Nicole." "Hey Mom, can I play with Michelle?" "Why?" "Because Michelle looks lonely by herself. When Lisa first moved here, she was lonely too. It's nice to have someone to play with." Hearing this, I felt an overwhelming sense of love for Lisa. How did she grow up to be so kind? "Of course, Lisa, you can do what you want." I decided then to change this ridiculous situation. In the evening, when I went to pick up Lisa at the childcare center, she wasn't with the usual group of kids who were playing happily around Shirley's daughter, Katie. Instead, she was a bit off to the side, squatting down with another child. It was Lisa and a child who seemed to be Michelle, laughing and playing together, away from the main group but clearly enjoying themselves. Seeing them, I felt relieved. Then, from behind, "Anissa!" And I was called. I turned around to find Nicole. "Anissa, why did you let Lisa play with my Michelle? Doing that might..." "I didn't tell her anything. Lisa just wanted to play with her." "Really?" "I try not to impose meaningless rules. She's only 4 years old after all. I want her to be free. I don't like being forced into things myself, so I won't ignore you, Nicole." "Anissa, but..." "So, Nicole, please don't run away when I speak to you. Unless, of course, you dislike me?" "Dislike you? No, Thank you so much, it means a lot to me. Really." Then that scent hit me. The pungent perfume. Turning around, there was Shirley, arms crossed, looking displeased. "Anissa, what are you thinking?" "What do you mean?" "By associating with Nicole, are you saying it's okay to disrespect me? Are you aware of the risks?" By now, several mom friends had gathered at a distance, observing us. Many were followers of Shirley, or pretended to be, fearing exclusion like Nicole. They watched tensely. I find it bothersome to base relationships on who interacts with whom. I'll just do as I please. I'll talk to who I want and befriend who I like. What do you mean by that? I can't handle relationships with a hierarchy among mom friends. I'll be free to do as I like. I'll talk to those who I want to talk to and be friends with those I want to be friends with. If you don't like it, just don't bother me. It's a terrible hobby to gang up on someone you don't like and make them the butt of jokes. That's really messed up. Do you even understand what you're saying? more importantly, I can't forgive involving children in such adult pettiness. Is that the example you want to set for your child? Telling them to grow up to be an adult who deliberately excludes others? Is that what you teach at home? I don't want to raise my child that way. I'm almost moved to tears by how noble Lisa was to approach Michelle on her own. Shirley remained silent. The surrounding mom friends were also silent, with only the children's cheerful voices filling the air. After a while, Shirley called out, "Katie, we're leaving." Then she turned her back to me and walked away quickly without looking back. The incident that day seemed to have caused a shockwave among the mom friends. Although everyone had been too afraid to oppose Shirley, my sudden arrival seemed to have easily overturned her dominance. Perhaps as a result, the large group of mom friends that used to follow Shirley began to gather in smaller, more comfortable groups. Even in the childcare center, changes were noticeable. The children's relationships seemed to be affected, with various kids interacting more freely. Katie's group, which used to only interact with certain kids, started to disperse and play with others. Nicole's daughter Michelle was also seen getting along with various children. Shirley, since then, was often seen alone. She would come to pick up Katie from the childcare center and leave with her, looking a bit lonely. I didn't want Shirley to suffer, even though I was the catalyst for this change. Was this the right outcome? As I was pondering this, something unexpected happened. One day when I went to pick up Lisa from the childcare center, "Anissa!" I turned around thinking someone was calling me, and it was Shirley. "Anissa, I'm sorry. I've reflected on my actions." "What?" I realize now what I've been doing was wrong. Being mean to people I didn't like, and even letting my child do the same. You made me see my mistake, Anissa. I'm truly sorry. I've been reflecting. Shirley? So, I was thinking, maybe as a way to mend fences with everyone, we could plan a trip at the end of the month. A trip where all our families can come together. A trip? I was thinking, how about a trip to Hawaii? It would be fun for all our families, right? Hawaii with all the families would surely be enjoyable. It sounded like a great idea. Yeah, that sounds fun. Right? I'll book the tour and let everyone know the plan. I found a great Hawaii tour, and you can pay on the day, so it's easy to sign up. So, I ended up planning a trip to Hawaii with Shirley and the other mom friends for the end of the month. When I told Lisa, "We've never been to Hawaii, have we? It'll be fun," she was thrilled. We had never been to Hawaii, even with all the moving, and our whole family was looking forward to the trip. Other mom friends were saying, "Looking forward to the trip at the end of the month, aren't we?" Everyone was like, "It's rare to get a chance to go on a family trip like this." They were impressed with Shirley's planning. This trip seemed to be mending the relationship between Shirley and the other mom friends. Not out of fear, but in a more relaxed and genuine way. A week before the trip, I received a call from Nicole at night. It was about packed lunches for the childcare center, a quick discussion. When I mentioned, "I wonder if it's going to be hot in Hawaii this time of year. Should we pack short sleeves?" Nicole responded, "Hawaii?" And her reaction was slow. "The trip destination? Hawaii?" "The trip to Hawaii? Who said that? Shirley?" "Shirley is the one who booked the Hawaii tour." After a pause, Nicole dropped a bombshell. "The trip isn't to Hawaii, it's to Anchorage." If it weren't for this call, my family would have ended up in Hawaii, wasting our time meaninglessly. The next day, I quickly gathered the other mom friends, except Shirley, to confirm. Everyone unanimously said the trip was to Anchorage. Thinking back, when I talked about the trip, is it hot there now? The mom friends had strange expressions. Can we swim in the sea? When I said that, that's definitely impossible. The mom friends were surprised. There were many such odd reactions. It's surprising how this mix-up wasn't noticed sooner. Shirley's plan was to isolate us in Hawaii while she enjoyed a trip to Anchorage with the other mom friends' families. So, Shirley's words of remorse? She hadn't reflected at all. She was trying to trap me. Still, I had come to terms with it. I understood the feeling of wanting to retaliate against someone who had harmed you. But how could I explain this to Lisa, who was looking forward to a trip? Though we thought we could all play together. The day before the trip, Nicole received a call from Shirley. I got something to do, so I'm heading to Anchorage. Let's meet up there. Apparently, that's what she said. Nicole, suspecting something fishy, looked into the tour schedule and found that there's a biannual all-you-can-eat Alaska king crab feast at our hotel in Anchorage the day before our planned trip. I can't believe it, but maybe Shirley's going to Anchorage a day early just for this. Nicole suspected as much, and I couldn't help but agree. Moreover, why go alone when we all could have gone together? It's hard not to be appalled by Shirley's endless greed. But by tomorrow, Shirley would be too busy enjoying Anchorage to even care. On the day of our trip, when the tour guide asked, "Are we missing one person?" "But it seems she went ahead," I replied. And so our family arrived in Hawaii. Lisa was ecstatic about her first trip to Hawaii, her excitement palpable since we boarded the plane early in the morning. The bright blue sky and sea were quintessentially Hawaiian. Hawaii is amazing! Nicole, her husband, and Michelle looked around with sparkling eyes. The other mom friends were equally captivated by the stunning Hawaiian landscape. Amidst this excitement, my phone rang. "What's going on, Anissa?" "What do you mean?" "I just messaged Nicole, and she said she's in Hawaii. Did you do this? Why isn't everyone in Anchorage?" "Well, everyone is in Hawaii, so obviously no one went to Anchorage." "Everyone? You're kidding." "Why are you in Anchorage, Shirley? You told us all to go on a trip to Hawaii." Why are you always getting in my way? Do you have something against me?" "It's not about holding a grudge. It's just that whenever I counter your plans, it ends up like this. Anyway, we're going to enjoy our Hawaiian tour, so you should head back now. You've probably had your fill of Alaska king crab. And of course, you'll be paying for the Anchorage tour." "Why should I pay?" "The reason we have to pay is all because of you, Shirley. This is a good chance for you to reflect on your actions. Goodbye." I hung up as Shirley was saying something. Afterward, we fully enjoyed our Hawaii tour. It was a fantastic trip, fulfilling for both the children and adults. Eventually, Shirley ended up paying for the entire Anchorage tour. It was a substantial amount since the pay-on-the-day system didn't allow for cancellations. She was scolded harshly by her husband and was grounded for a while. This scheme of Shirley against me became known to the other mom friends, and the criticism towards her intensified. It was like all the meanness she had shown to certain mom friends had come back to her. Shirley was completely ostracized by the mom friends. After the trip, we didn't see Katie at the childcare center, making everyone worried. Later, we heard that Katie had moved to a different childcare center. Perhaps I was too harsh on Shirley, hurting her and unintentionally making Katie sad. This realization made me feel that I'm not in a position to act high and mighty. Katie was innocent, after all. Maybe she was too embarrassed, Nicole suggested. About what? Maybe Shirley wanted to change for the better, but she was too embarrassed to show that side in front of everyone. Perhaps she wanted to start anew, where no one knows her. I pictured such a scenario for Shirley. I hope so. Since then, life has been the same for us. The mom friends are all getting along freely and enjoying themselves. Nobody's being forced to do anything, and for now everything seems peaceful. I continue to have tea with Nicole, enjoying our peaceful days. I remain committed to protecting what's dear to me, ready to face whatever challenges come, aiming to discern the right path in the vast world. The journey is still long.